Hi and welcome back to the Rock Candy Sew Along. I'm Julie Herman of Jaybird Quilts. Last week we covered fabric selection, and today we are going to focus on cutting. The Rock Candy table topper is made using diamonds and triangles. They can be cut with either the Sidekick or the Super Sidekick ruler. The pattern calls for 5-inch charm squares. This is to give you a large variety of fabrics for a small project. The diamonds can actually be cut though from a variety of things. They can be cut from 2.5-inch strips, leftover scraps, from fat quarters, and so on. I'm going to start by showing you how to cut diamonds from charm squares. I'm going to use the Sidekick ruler. The process is the same with the Super Sidekick ruler. To cut a diamond from a 5-inch charm square, we first need to cut it into 2 rectangles that are each 2.5 inches by 5 inches. And then we're simply going to place one of them. Move this out of the way so you have lots of space to see. We're going to place one of them underneath the ruler, line up the base of the ruler, the 2.5-inch solid line, and we're going to move our way over here so that we don't have too much waste, and cut. Now I am right-handed. I'll show you in a moment what you do if you're left-handed. So cut, and then we're going to go ahead and rotate this piece around 180 degrees, place it back underneath the ruler, and cut. Easy as that, we have our first diamond. Now, if you're going to cut it from scraps, they might have a square edge, and in that case, start by cutting that angle. If they already have the 60-degree angle from a previous project, you can just double check to make sure it's correct, and then you can just begin to cut them down the length of the strip. So I'll show you how that works. So since I already have it cut, I'm going to line up that cut underneath my 2.5-inch solid line around my diamond shape and cut. And then I can just work my way down this strip, cutting as many pieces as I need for whatever arrangement I have decided. Now, if you are left-handed, this is how that's going to look. You will start by having your piece like this and your ruler like this, and you'll go ahead and cut the 60-degree angle. Then, once you have that 60-degree angle cut, you'll rotate the piece around like this, line up the ruler like this, and cut. I'm not actually showing you because I'm right-handed and I don't do so well with my left. If you have any questions, please go ahead and ask. We can also cut diamonds from leftover jelly roll strips, and that process is the same as it was from scraps. Go ahead and get that angle correct and then cut them. I'm going to use this for my triangles actually. Another thing that we can do is we can fussy cut our diamonds from a scrap of fabric. So this is a leftover piece that you can see I got a wonky line here, a torn edge here. I could just go ahead and cut a 2.5-inch strip, but then I'd be limited to that for cutting my diamonds. Instead, I want to fussy cut and feature, or at least try to feature some of these numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Sidekick ruler. I have another one set up ready to show you. And I'm going to use blue painter's tape to mark off my 2.5-inch diamond. So this was what we cut. And so you'll see that area is now the same as this. So that's going to work as my viewfinder to help me do my fussy cutting. So what I'm going to do is take this piece and I'm going to decide I want to feature this 10. So I'm going to decide, do I want to feature it like this? Do I want to have it like this? And I'm going to kind of play around until I get it where I think I want it. And I think I want it like that. And you don't really have to worry about grain, especially in a project this small, so you can go ahead and cut it this way if that's how your design wants to be fussy cut, which I'll just do for this example. Because 2 of your 4 sides are going to be biased anyway, so in this case, all 4 will be biased, and that's totally fine. So now that I have it lined up, I'm going to cut here and here, and I'm going to go a little bit past my 2.5 into my blue area. I'll show you what that looks like. So we're going to cut there. We're going to cut there. Now it looks like this, so I'm going to rotate this around. Kind of move those out of the way so you can see. And now I'm going to line up my ruler where I've already had those 2 cuts. And my little extra cuts should be coming right out there and right out there, which they are. Make sure I'm in the right place. And do my last 2 cuts. So there I go. Now I have a nice fussy cut piece that shows off a 10. And this can be done with flowers, with little novelty prints, so many possibilities. I'll show you it again one more time. So say I want to feature the 1 and the 2. It looks like I can actually, no, I don't think I can get the 12. It'll be in the seam allowance. So I want to feature the 1 and the 2. So let's move my ruler around till I like how I have them. I think I like them like that. And you just want to make sure that your ruler's always on your fabric, including your seam allowance, because if you were here, you wouldn't have enough. So as long as you're on your fabric, you're good. So I'm going to go ahead and line that up there. And again, cut a little bit into my blue area. Take this piece, rotate it around. Line my ruler back up. Cut and cut. And there, now I have a nice one that features a 1 and a 2. So another fun option that you can use to really get some cool shapes into your rock candy. Once you have your diamonds cut, it is time to focus on your triangles. And I'm going to cut my triangles from this fabric. So the first thing that we need to do is very similar to with our diamond, is we need to create our angle here. So we're going to trim our selvage off, and this will look exactly like it did with your diamond. 2.5 inch solid line, base of your ruler. Cut that off, rotate it around. And now here with our triangle, it's a little bit different than our diamond. With our diamond, we just slid our ruler along as we went. With our triangle, we're going to be flipping our ruler. So I'm going to flip it towards myself so that I can't read the word sidekick. So I'm looking at the back of the ruler. I'm going to line up my solid 2.5 inch triangle line around the shape. Cut. For my next one, I flip it back up. And this is the way that I'm going to basically walk my way down the strip, up and back. And if I was using the Super Sidekick, it would look like this. So the Super Sidekick has the same 1 through 4 that the Sidekick has. It just adds the 5, 6, 7, 8. So if you have the Sidekick, you don't need to get the Super, or the reverse. If you have the Super, you don't need the Sidekick. But I find I love having the Sidekick. It's actually my most used ruler. It's just small and easy and portable. So line that up and cut. And if you are left-handed, it will look like this. You'll have it over here and line up your ruler like this, cut, and then flip your ruler back towards yourself and walk your way down the strip until you have the number of triangles you need. And I often will cut triangles and diamonds from my scrap 2.5 inch strips, random little pieces I have left, and keep a nice stash of them ready to go to make a rock candy at any time. And one last tip that I want to share with you that is very helpful with rock candy is to trim the points off of the diamonds so that they look like this. This is going to help very much with our alignment when we get to sewing. So let's show you how that works. So I'm going to take a diamond that's already cut, go ahead and place it underneath the Sidekick ruler like this, so that you have with the edge of the ruler here, this solid line here, and trim. And then go ahead and rotate my piece around and do that again. So go ahead and get all of your pieces cut, and next week we are going to work on fabric placement and layout. Once you have cut all of your diamonds and triangles for your rock candy table topper, go ahead and snap a cute little photo of it, post it on Instagram, or we would love if you would share it in our Jaybird Quilts Sew Along Facebook group. We've got a great community over there where everybody's working on rock candy quilts, and we'd love to see what you are doing.